At the end, we are also shown that Pomni is in a circus. The circus is on an island. The island is void, and void is in another void. And the whole world is in the very computer that Pomni saw. Hi everyone! Today I'm going to try to break down all the highlights and theories in the amazing digital circus as much as possible. The initial splash screen takes us back to the old PlayStation 1 style 3D games, after we see the logo. We can also see this transition into the looking glass, which could mean that this is all some kind of show that everyone is watching. Maybe all this suffering of these people in helmets is being watched by real people. You know, like some kind of entertainment for the rich. Or maybe it's just a computer game. Kane's design is based on a toy that grinds its teeth. Ragatha's design is like a reference for Ragamuffin Inni. At the beginning of the splash screen, Kane's friend says he can't wait to cook today, which again confirms my theory that other people may be watching, and the plot in the future will be based on the tasks Kane will be given. The splash screen says that Kaufmo, the clown, did not come to the show today, but those who watch the pilot know what happened to him. The splash screen glitch, I think, also for a reason. Most likely it happened because someone new got into the game. Thus after that, we see Pomni, who appeared around these objects there. You may also assume that not everyone sees the door, but that is not the case. If you listen well to the dialogues, you can see that Ragatha also saw the door, and then we also see Kaufmo, who draws the exit. We also see a reference to Gary's mod with the same sound when objects get stuck in textures. By the way, Gangle will be sad the whole episode because she only has 2 masks and 1 comedy mask broke because Pomni pushed everyone. At minute 25, Pomni first mentions the helmet she's wearing, even though she's not wearing any helmet, which proves once again that this is all a character who got somewhere from a VR helmet, and when Pomni tries to say a foul word, he stutters. I don't remember foul words being stuttered in the games. The fact that it's a show and someone is watching it is true. Also, I want to point out that in the pilot episode in the original voiceover, all the characters are called things. They are not people, they are not players, they are things. But at minute 2:05, Kane confirms that this is all a show, and she has become another thing in this show that other people of all ages will be watching. At minute 2:48 seconds, Jax mentions that this show has been around for at least 3, but again in his opinion. Oldest thing, it's Kinger. Gangle's character design references theater masks that are one sad and one funny. When Kane starts to show the Pomni circus, it freezes with a Windows sound and a blue screen of death. If you look closely, the circus itself is under another dome. The reference to the moon, I think everyone understands. This is the same smiley face that you send to your... Outside, also. Remember the second time, saw a door, but it is no longer red, but orange, previously such a door we have not seen. At 5:05 mentions the transition of the mind to the digital plane. Earlier, I was told about such a theory, and honestly, yes, it has the right to exist, and maybe all these people who are now in the digital circus are already dead, and their consciousness is transferred to this game. But then Kane starts acting like he's hiding something. Maybe there really is a way out, and Kane just doesn't want to tell us about it. When Pomni chooses his name, Kane mentions that the one thing he can't control in this world is the mind of things. I think in the future, this could play to our hero's advantage, and it's not just a throw-in. When Kane starts talking fast when choosing his name, he credits the license agreement, which sends us back to the small text or quick note in a radio commercial that no one reads or understands. The first mission in the circus to collect glowinks is not a reference, but I honestly didn't even notice that there was any first mission in the pilot episode. I was very interested in the plot, Pomni, and how she got there. So if you didn't notice either, here we go. At 7:50, Jax utters the phrase, "Oh no, they killed Zubul," which directly references South Park and the phrase, "Oh no, they killed Kenny."
Oh my god, they killed Kenny! Oh my god, they killed Kenny! Oh my god!
At the moment when Jax and Ragatha show the hallway in the room, you can see a lot of characters that are no longer there. There's also no yellow dog, or green whatever it is. You can also notice back rooms in the paintings. Some portraits on the door are also references. The portrait of Pomni, for example, is a reference to the SpongeBob meme. You can also notice the Queen, who was also with the king, but she died. The scene with Pomni close-up is a reference to a popular meme, but I honestly do not remember what it's called. Through the door Kinger you can see a door with a mannequin, and he is alive by the way. And there is not one, but at least two such doors. Here are all the portraits of the door. Kaufmo's room is completely painted with the words exit, and there are also a lot of paintings and portraits of Kaufmo himself in an intimidating style. We can also see a painting of Kaufmo with the text no exit. On the next frame we can see a picture of Kane chasing Kaufmo, obviously chasing him. On the next frame we can also see many paintings, but they don't have anything interesting. But one painting is quite interesting. It shows eyes. They are very similar to the ones that were in the scrapyard, which will be shown to us at the end, when Kane throws Kaufmo there. We can see exactly the same eyes. Maybe Kaufmo has been, or seen the scrapyard before. When Jax is on the slide, you can see it says radical, and when he kicks the last pin, it says spare. I do not know why this information. At the 15th minute of Regatha's face on the reference to an old game, honestly, do not remember what it is called. Write in the comments. When Pomni opens the doors in one of the rooms, you can see a water room exactly the same opened. Courage, from the cartoon series of the same name, Courage, the Cowardly Dog. Also, this door is also a reference to Courage. At the 17th minute and 40th second, Pomni saw herself in the mirror for the first time and was a bit shocked. Maybe at that moment she remembered for a second what she really looks like, but she was distracted by Kaufmo. When Pomni goes into the exit, we see a lot of horrifying pictures. All of them I will not review, there is no sense. Most of them show backrooms, which once again can prove that the authors were very much inspired by backrooms. The office in the exit is very much like the office from Stanley Parable. The computer with the VR helmet that Pomni sees is probably the same computer that she was put in front of. And by the way, this is the computer we see at the end, where it shows us where the whole digital circus is. It is possible that when Pomni saw this computer, she had a dissonance in her head and almost went crazy. Then we see the CNA logo, which is probably the company that owns all this world. When Kane gets the notification for Wacky Watch, we can see the Wacky Watch website. This domain used to go to the Glitch website, but now it's kind of empty. At least when I go to it, it's empty. It doesn't load.
You're watching Glitch Productions.
Hey, Kane, what's up? Can't talk? Makes sense. You're probably getting ready for the big release of the amazing big release of Digital Circus. Why don't you show the folks at home a little what you've been working on? Join Pomni, Jax, Ragatha, Jack, and all the gang in the amazing Digital Circus. An immersive experience like never before. In this wacky place, new friends lurk around every corner. And with our new experimental hardware that gets you awesome visuals and lifelike audio, it's like you're really stuck in there with everyone. Buy it now and you'll even get a limited edition Digital Circus Glorb Stick. Offering valid in New Jersey. The amazing Digital Glorb Stick Circus. Your adventures are limited only by your imagination.
In the video on the site, we also see the game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Glitch has very big plans for this project. Right down to the game. When Kane sends Kaufmo to the basement, we can see that Kane doesn't actually help any of the past items, he just sends them literally to the trash. Kane also says that he created the exit, but didn't finish it, which means that there is probably no exit. But maybe he only created the red door. And we saw the orange door at the beginning, and maybe that is the real exit. Also, at the snap of a finger, Kane can fix small glitches, but can't fix scattering. When Kinger starts explaining about food, Jax makes a remark like, "When did you become an expert in digital technology?" But Kinger somehow doesn't understand what digital technology is. At this point, I have a little theory. What if Kinger is one of the oldest things and this whole world existed before VR helmet and these technologies, but then how Kinger got there? At the end, when Pomni sits at the table, it is a reference to Leonard da Vinci's painting, The Last Supper. At the end, we are also shown that Pomni is in a circus. The circus is on an island. The island is void, and void is in another void. And the whole world is in the very computer that Pomni saw, which means I don't know what it means. I would also like to point out that the scene where Pomni first sees the computer and the scene at the end are two different locations. You can tell by the ray scattering. Thank you all for watching. Give us a like and post your theories in the comments. Well, I'm not saying goodbye, and I'll see you around.